All right, so let's talk Raiders quarterback situation.
They are in quite the conundrum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who would have
Jimmy
guessed
G's
that the injury-prone quarterback you
quarterback
signed, who's coming off an injury,
couldn't pass the physical.
couldn't pass a
because
physical?
He's injured.
Like, he just had surgery. But yeah, if you look at their depth chart, they are in trouble.
Yeah, I don't even know who was their backup.
Brian
Was it Goddard or
Hoyer.
Stidham? Yeah, Brian Hoyer. That's right.
And this is what
Uh,
I don't want to get the number wrong. What, 7 years removed from him being the starting quarterback for the Texans when they got beat by the Chiefs in the playoffs? And he wasn't even a start. He was just the starter that season, is what I'm saying.
Right. He got hurt.
Exactly. And
they were on like their third string by the time they played us.
Yeah.
No, this is man.
This is the best
the
case
Raiders
scenario.
just being the Raiders, dude. Like Josh McDaniels is fired already, right? Like he's like, can we? There's got to be some sort of.
Daniel came out this week and said, he has very good information that tells him that they're going to be fine.
Well,
and Josh McDaniels is notoriously a reliable source of information.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about sports. Let's get into it, boys. We had some NBA Finals games that we need to discuss.
Yeah,
how about that game two?
That game two was pretty exciting, man.
That was a good game. That was a game that had it all.
You know, although by the time this come out, we might be on to game three.
Yeah.
That game two though.
Yeah,
that was some good shit.
That was.
That was a good game. The Nuggets just couldn't get a stop down the stretch.
No, they could not. And
man, the Heat were on fire there.
Yeah, the Heat. It was funny. The Heat came into the game on fire, and then like the final 2 minutes of the first quarter, they kind of cooled off. And then Denver went up by 15.
Yeah, after Jokic went off in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because at one point Jokic had 11 of their 21 points in the game, and then I think he went to the bench, and then the team really fought back into the game.
Right.
Yeah, dude. And then Miami, Gabe Vincent was amazing tonight. Duncan Robinson played really good ball down the stretch.
Gabe Vincent. Where are these guys coming from, man? Where the Heat even finding these dudes?
Dude, the streets.
It's insane.
It's awesome.
Like,
so
who the fuck knew Gabe Vincent, NBA Finals monster?
Yeah, I mean, him and then Max Strus to start the game was on fire from downtown, and a lot of that was to do to the fact that they just kept leaving him wide the fuck open. But it was good to see because in game one, he went 0 for 10 from the floor.
And that's why he was left wide the fuck open.
And in the first quarter, he hits 4 threes. And you're like, all right. Yeah, all right. He awake.
But yeah, when you can get, 5 guys to give you double-digit points, right?
Yeah.
They made it to the line more than 2 times?
Yeah, they were more aggressive tonight. Bam was a lot more aggressive in this game.
Gave the Nugs their first loss at home.
And
in the postseason.
And so they stole home. They stole home court advantage away from the Nuggets tonight.
Yeah.
In the series. So now all Miami has to do is win at home. That's exactly what you want to do as a road team in the playoffs and in the finals.
Yeah, you just want to get one of the first 2. And they did. And now, like I said, he's going back to Miami.
And that game will be Wednesday.
South Beach.
Yeah, no, they make you wait with these finals, man.
I know.
3 more days.
Dude, they're really just being thoughtful at this point because they know as soon as this shit's over with, it's a long time until football. A long time until football comes back, boys.
Too long.
Kevin
muddle
Love being
through
inserted
regular
into this.
season baseball.
Kevin Love being inserted into the starting lineup of this game was a game changer.
Who
The
knew?
guy he
Hey,
was
look.
inserted for is sick, right?
It was for Caleb Martin. He might be, but he played
Yeah.
tonight and played well.
I saw that I had an update like a few minutes before the game that said that they had swapped him because Caleb Williams was sick or had flu-like
Alright.
symptoms. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, yeah, Caleb. I mean, he only did attempt 3 shots, but defensively, he did a good job. I think on the switches between Murray and Porter. Yeah, I mean,
But no, they did great, man. You know, did what they got to do, and now we'll see what they can do in game 3. But hey, it's gonna be tough, man.
yeah, I mean,
The Nugs are not easy.
they're not. The Nuggets are not. Jokic is a
with
problem.
the 40-point night, and he was just when he wanted to score, that dude can score. Like when he really wanted to get in there and just fucking bully someone
Yeah,
in the paint.
and there was points in this game when it felt
He's
like
dumb.
Murray was about to take over, and
At the end there when he hit that 3.
yeah, like
And
there
he's
at the
just
end,
"Oh,
like
shit."
in the fourth
To-
quarter, you
to
just
get him
felt the
within
Murray
3.
coming. But
Well,
luckily, the thing is,
the Heat just always had a response.
Heat are a much
every time
better.
the
Heat are a good
Nuggets,
defensive team.
tried.
So the Heat made a lot of stops down in that fourth quarter that won them this game.
Well, I don't know what the stats are, but it seemed like the Heat were just money from 3 tonight too.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. The Heat shot. Oh, that's a Denver. Looks like no fucking way.
For 3.
317 of 35.
So about half, yeah.
Yeah, about
That's, that
48.6.
is,
To
pretty good.
Denver's 11 of
Pretty-
28. So
not
they hit it.
terrible,
Not
honestly.
terrible. They're at 39%, which I want to say is around
pretty
league
decent.
average. Around the average.
That's maybe a little more even.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say
Unless you're like really good.
league averages.
Okay, so compared to league
I mean,
average, the Heat
I
were
guess
money.
league average has really gone up these days, right? With threes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's
Like 30% used to be pretty
the
incredible.
NBA.
But-
And that's a couple coaches got hired.
Whoa.
Big name teams. We had Frank
Mhm.
Vogel getting hired by the Phoenix Suns,
Getting
a
another
former-
chance.
a former NBA champion,
Yeah,
with the
sure.
Lakers in the bubble. So that's
Hey,
not a bad hire. He
Nope.
brings a defensive identity. I don't know if it's an exciting hire.
not exciting, but maybe it gives them defense. Like,
I mean, they were pretty porous on defense, and I
They were
mean,
missing that. They
So,
were
I mean,
missing that.
he's able to
Um,
assemble pretty decent staffs. He did really well. His staff was really good in LA when he was there.
But man, with the Suns issues are more than just like coaching really at this
Yeah,
point.
they just need some
Because-
depth. I think they just need to find a way to get
Yeah,
some
but
depth. And I mean, an easy way to do that maybe is looking to trade off like a Chris Paul and a DeAndre
mean,
Ayton. Find a way to move.
Yeah, but
You move those two pieces and you can add some depth around Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
yeah, it's a good 2 pieces to build around.
Yeah.
But you just don't know with Kevin Durant anymore, just his age and his health as well. Do
And
you think he'll be able to stay healthy for a whole season?
Not with the bench that they
Mm,
currently have now,
Make
but
a
if you
deep
can
playoff run,
if you can build if you can add some quality depth to that team, that gives more opportunities for Kevin Durant to get good resting games and not have to play certain games.
I get,
So, yeah.
yeah, but just don't.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
maybe a trade. They can try to offload DeAndre Ayton to Indiana, the team that did offer him the contract that they matched last offseason.
Yeah, but I think
But-
they suck. They're like, ooh, man, good thing that didn't work out.
Maybe, I mean, but that'd be nice for them. Maybe you can get Miles Turner back in that deal. He's another big. He'd be a fill-in starter right away for Ayton, who could actually spread the floor and hit down the corner threes.
Okay.
That'd be a nice fit in Phoenix, but everybody for the last 5 years, I've been wanting Miles Turner to get traded to a contender, and Phoenix and Indiana won't do it. So I'm not going to hold my breath that it'll happen. Maybe they could trade DeAndre Ayton to a team like Dallas, who needs some more in the interior.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, Frank Vogel will
Yeah,
find
no.
some things to work with there. They have a solid team.
Okay, yeah. They got
then-
Booker
yeah.
and KD, so
Exactly. There's
they'll be
He-
fun.
people, veterans will want to sign there.
Yeah.
Their the Suns' former coach, Monty Williams, is now the highest paid coach in NBA history,
That's
with the-
crazy, right?
getting hired by the Detroit
He's-
Pistons for
that's crazy.
six years, 78.5 mil.
Dude.
Dude, they gave him a fucking player's contract.
Yeah.
Like,
6 years, 78 mil. 6 years, you tied yourself 6 years with a coach. Like, don't do that.
and then you have Dwayne Casey, who former
Don't do
Raptors
that.
coach of the year, and former Pistons coach, is now in the front office role with the Pistons.
Okay.
So they have a very intelligent basketball.
I mean, I guess
IQ in
they
those-
gotta feel really good about Monty,
This is
even
a
though
monumental move for a team that hasn't won a playoff series in, I want to say, 8 years.
it's been that
So
long for the Pistons. God.
it's been a while, and this is a proud franchise.
Yeah,
So
you know, it's not like it's
This
been
is-
that long since they won.
yeah, I mean, it was
it's been
what?
20 years, but
Yeah, I was say 2003, 2004.
so, but you know,
Yeah,
uh,
it's time to get this Pistons team back because the NBA is better when the Pistons are good. I will stand by that. I love watching a good Pistons team.
yeah, dude, the bad boy Pistons.
A good
Right.
Pistons team always has some
Good
fucking
Pistons.
attitude.
Mhm.
Like, they better not get rid of Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah.
That dude tried to. I don't know. You might not remember the name, but you remember the guy on the Pistons that tried to fight LeBron James,
Sure,
like was
sure.
charging at him last season, like trying to chase him around the court to fight him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Pistons player.
Pistons, there
You
you go.
keep that dude. He is a Piston type dude.
That's exactly what they're looking for. This is exactly what they've always looked for.
Yeah.
Mama Hunt did pass away. Like, you know, the mom of the franchise,
The
right?
matriarch.
Matriarch. There you go.
Mama Chief.
Yeah, you know,
Oh.
she had been to every Super Bowl.
Wow.
Right? She was, I think there was like her and a few of the other like owners' wives or something like that had been like to every Super Bowl, and some of them had passed away since. And she was like one of the last ones. I don't know. So, anyways, sad times.
What is that?
Lamar
Go.
Hunt's wife.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sad.
So, yeah. All right. RIP. I'm sorry.
God damn it,
How do you
Sam.
segue out of that? How do you?
I
don't
don't
know.
know. There
out
really
of
isn't a
the
good
death?
way to segue
There's
out
not.
of any death that
How
we ever
old
talk
was
about.
She was 85.
She was
85.
85.
85
Pretty
years
long
young.
life.
Yeah. Good life. Getting to go to all the Super Bowls. That'd be awesome. It's
Should've
changed
been
all.
every Super Bowl.
Bet
Oh,
she got to see a big change from Super Bowl 1 to.
and she
57.
got to see like the last Super Bowl she got to see was the Chiefs.
Yeah, dude. Winning
That's
it.
very cool.
Yeah.
You know,
She was
she got to go. She got to die with us being like not just like winning one, but being like cemented as like the team or the franchise in the league, right?
Yeah.
For years now. All right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Von Miller on
Yeah.
track to play week 1. Let's get on to that.
All right.
Yeah. That's what he says.
just saying Lamar Hunt's wife was almost 20 years younger.
That's sneaky. It's not, you know, all right. We don't make love is love.
Baby, don't hurt me.
As long as she was at least,
Come on.
you know, as long as they're adults, love is love. As long as they're old enough. She's, you know, as long as he
Don't
waited-
dig anymore.
As long as he waited long enough. Okay. All right. What are we on to?
We are on to Von Miller is on track
Von
to play
Miller.
week
That's
1.
right. Von Miller's all like, I'm going to play week 1. You're like, all right.
I'm like, you shouldn't.
And, you know, yeah. okay.
Last
want to.
Asgard.
Probably gets to play about 3 games a season, so
Yeah, I would save it
Twice.
for week 15.
Mm.
That's just me. I feel like you'll be a bigger commodity to your team in the playoffs than week 1. What fucking point does it serve to rush yourself back?
That's true. You don't need to come back.
You've been injured significant times in your career. You missed a lot of games due to injury.
Don't try
I
to
would,
push it.
yeah, dude. Like you don't have a lot to
Save yourself.
prove. You're a
Yeah,
2-time Super Bowl champ, a Super Bowl
exactly.
MVP.
You're
Uh,
collecting rings right now.
yeah.
But they're paying him a lot of money.
Yeah, they are.
If you're
But
the Bills, you're like, we're paying you a full season's worth.
Well, he is done collecting rings because he plays for the Bills. They just can't get out of that playoff hell, especially if they play the Chiefs.
yeah, or the Bengals.
Or the
Doesn't mean- like,
or if they
yeah,
play the Ravens
kinda,
this year, they might not have a chance.
They kind of are in a little bit of playoff.
Yeah, I
hell.
mean, it's
yeah, the
just
second half of the Bills season is ugly.
yeah. I don't love his declaration of playing week 1. Not because I don't want to see Von Miller. I just don't want to see Von Miller get hurt again.
Got a lot of respect for Vaughn.
Yeah, dude, good football player.
Great football player.
Good dude
Seems
too.
Good dude.
Yeah,
Seems
like a good dude. Haven't.
You know, he was somebody who I was like, why do you have to be on the Broncos? Because I want to
know.
cheer for you, but you're on the Broncos, you know?
Then he went to the Rams, and I'm like, I still can't root for you.
In the Super Bowl, I could. I was like, okay, now I can root
Yeah,
for you.
you're right. You're right. I could. I rooted for him in the Super Bowl.
I
I got to
am
root
for
for
you.
him once.
Yeah, the good news is we don't play them until December 10th, so there's a good chance he doesn't even play that game.
Oof. Wow. All right.
All right, so let's talk Raiders quarterback situation.
They are in quite the conundrum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Who would
we
have
need to
guessed
use-
that the injury-prone quarterback you
Quarterback
signed, who's coming off an injury,
couldn't pass the physical.
couldn't pass a
because he's
physical?
injured.
Like he just had surgery. But yeah, if you look at their depth chart, they are in trouble.
Yeah, I don't even know who was their backup.
Brian
Was the guy who
Hoyer.
just did him? Yeah, Brian Hoyer. That's right. That's
And
right.
this is what
Uh,
I don't want to get the number wrong. What, 7 years removed from him being the starting quarterback for the Texans when they got beat by the Chiefs in the playoffs?
mm,
And he wasn't even a start. He was just the starter
No,
that
he-
season, is what I'm saying.
right. He got hurt.
Exactly.
Because
And
they were on like their third string by the time they played us.
yeah,
Yeah, no, this is man.
this is the best
the
case
Raiders
scenario.
just being the Raiders, dude. Like Josh McDaniels is fired already, right? Like he's like, can we? There's got to be
Josh
some sort of.
McDaniel came out this week and said he has very good information that tells him that they're going to be fine.
Well,
And Josh McDaniels is notoriously a reliable source of information.
okay. Well, he's the head coach, so like, he's what do you mean you have a reliable source of it? That you are the source of information.
I mean, their part-time owner said that he is not playing football again. Their part owner,
Their part. Well,
Their new part.
What?
minority owner.
Anyway,
Oh yeah,
my-
Brady
my-
came out again this week and said, he's like, no, I'm not coming
Yeah.
back.
And they're like, but dude, we could really use it right now. Like, are you
Hmm.
sure? Because
Be
if
like-
you're gonna like,
Even Brady knows he can't save that fucking shit.
he's
Yeah,
like,
dude. Like,
He's like, I already made a mistake by coming out of retirement the first time, just so I could lose to the only team I had never lost to in my career in the playoffs.
yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, he's like, I had to hand Dak Prescott a playoff win. Ain't coming back.
Harsh way to
get-
go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have just like not gone out that way.
Yeah.
He could,
That's gonna be a wild situation because there's really no
There's Brian Hoyer and then guys you don't know. So
there's
Obviously,
no
one-
emergency cord to pull here.
one of those guys could be the next Brock Purdy. Come in there and be magical.
no,
He
you
is
know
a-
why?
He's a
You know
Raider.
why?
He's a Raider, coached by Josh McDaniels.
Because Kyle Shanahan is not their coach.
Yeah. So
It's Josh McDaniel.
I couldn't agree with
Josh
you more,
McDaniels.
Sam. I couldn't think any lower of Josh McDaniels if I tried. Like,
Same. Yeah.
I think I have bottomed out on my
I think that dude's a fucking scumbag.
a scumbag. He's a terrible coach. He's a terrible player evaluator. You can't coach him up. He can
Mhm.
coach him down.
And he's
Uh,
he's for the second time ruining an AFC West franchise. And I commend him for it just because it's not my
Yeah,
franchise.
that is the
he's
only
too
thing I
famous,
don't
but
hate about him.
Yeah,
is
is that you've actually helped ruin two of my two least
gotta
favorite
be
teams.
this like if everything goes the way we think it's going to, this has to be the last time he gets a shot, right?
Oh,
Oh, for sure.
I would think so. I mean,
as a head coach.
yeah,
Okay.
I am shocked
Who
that
would
he's gotten
hire
this
him
many.
again?
Because let's think about
I mean,
it.
his track record as an offensive coordinator is
This is
Fantastic.
really good.
Yeah, with the
This is
Patriots,
his
and he was good with the Rams.
this is his third opportunity as a head coach.
Yeah, he backed out of one of them.
He backed out of the Colts,
Which
right?
I can't. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Here's my question.
I think that would have got him blacklisted right there. But
my question is, if Josh McDaniels gets a second chance, why doesn't Todd Haley? Todd Haley was actually more successful than Josh McDaniels,
Well,
right? He got to the playoffs once.
Yeah, but
I
then
think
he
there was
couldn't
probably
be-
some other shit going on with Todd Haley.
Yeah, he wasn't successful as an offensive coordinator really afterwards. I mean, a little bit.
Last time Pittsburgh had a good offense.
I
Josh-
guess so. I
I
guess so.
mean,
but they
he
still
was-
got rid of him. They still they got rid of him too, man.
He's an asshole. He is a terrible, fucking unbearable dick.
Yeah,
He's head coaching in the USFL.
As I said, I couldn't remember if it was that or the
I believe
XFL.
so. Or one of them.
No.
One of them.
Yeah, I think
you
it's
know.
the Tampa Bay franchise in USFL.
Hey, more power to him, I guess.
No. Get that dollar.
Get
Then
that
wait-
USFL dollar. Get that USFL money.
I was being literal, Sam. I said dollar. He pays to actually coach them.
Those motherfuckers
Okay.
are collecting loose change in the stands after games.
Yeah.
What do we got next? What do we got after the?
So, we've had a little trend of asking some kind of questions.
And this week's question is
Which quarterbacks do you think have the most to prove?
What are we doing
Which
here?
one?
AFC, NFC,
the most,
or
wait, are we talking the most to prove the hottest seats? Like who's like if they
Yeah.
don't show that they're gonna do something, they're out.
Okay, because I think that there's some obvious ones here. Let's do 2 from each conference. That you
Okay.
could.
Oof. I gotta, hope everything goes. All right. Okay.
Well, I'll start in the AFC, and I'm going to take the most obvious one, Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, that's a good one. See, that's not going to be my AFC one. I thought of a different, more obvious one, but
Okay. See, I feel like that's the most obvious one because of
That-
how everything ended in Green Bay.
yeah, and with all the expectations now piled on him, going to the
Yeah,
Jets, like,
and
ton of expectations.
he's still even this week trying to sell everybody on the idea that the Packers didn't try hard enough to get a hold of him.
Yeah, dude, the whole thing. Everybody knows my cell phone signal and to FaceTime me in.
Dude, you start blaming your cell phone signal.
And dude, right, I know, right? When you're blaming your bars, like you come, and they have to FaceTime. And when he was even like, I talk to who I want to talk to, or I talk to the people I like, right?
Yeah, that's how he ended it. Like
you
he's got
okay.
frustrated and was like, "Oh fuck it, I don't care."
anyways, dude, what the fuck ever.
But
And
yeah, I mean, and being in New York, like if they come out, 2-3, 2-4, like that's going to be a fucking problem. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to dodge questions like you could in Green Bay with very team friendly media.
you're gonna have to win.
Yeah, and you're going to have.
But if he doesn't, here's the thing. It's with A-Raj, it's not that bad. Like if he doesn't win and he does everything, he'll just retire. He'll just retire.
Yeah, at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, he could always Vontae Davis this
But
year.
he's also I think
In
he,
the middle of the game.
I also think Aaron Rodgers like has a lot to still feels like he has a lot to prove regarding his
Yeah.
legacy.
Because of only have it's like it's weird because you only have one Super Bowl. Like how many guys do we say that about? Like Aaron Rodgers really got kind of piled on. I think it's because in the playoffs he would just,
Yeah, I mean
sometimes
it's the way he's
Hunter.
it's not just
And-
losing the playoffs, it's the way he's lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think it's because he won so early on in his career. He won like in his third year as a starter and then went like, it's been another like what 12, 13 seasons since then, and he hasn't won one. So
Yeah, but I mean he
think
keeps
it's
taking
'cause-
like 13, 14 win teams
right.
to the
'Cause
playoffs,
people don't-
losing in the first round, losing in the
People
second.
won't look at Drew Brees and it's like, why didn't that guy win another one? Maybe they should. John Payton, why didn't you win another one when you had Drew Brees? What's wrong with you?
Sneaky, who would your other quarterback in the AFC be?
My other one of the AFC, just because I think of it as far as how the drama. Well, man, that's number 2 is tough. There are some choices there, but I'm gonna go Lamar. Just because of all the drama around his contract and everything else. Like it's Baltimore went and got him weapons. There's not a whole lot left.
There's no more excuses.
Yeah, there's no more
You gotta-
excuses.
You
Yeah.
gotta do it.
Yeah, I think
Don't get hurt
I think
for
I
a
think he's
third
kind of in
year.
the same situation as Jalen last year. When it was
Yep.
like, it's no more like we put everything we can around you.
Yeah. They did a really good job with receivers this year. So Sam, do you want to say yours or do you want me to go?
I mean, in the AFC, because like I'm surprised you didn't say it, but Russell Wilson, like if that dude,
That's
if
mine.
Russell Wilson doesn't do something, right? If he
Yeah.
starts looking like last year, he gone. Like
Yeah, they
guess what?
spent too much on him.
And now they've spent a bunch on a coach who they are going to pick over Russell Wilson.
And they brought in Stidham as their backup.
Yeah,
Who's
and like I don't know.
capable.
I don't know. I don't know if you have to be that so worried because Stidham, like he had one good game last year. Let's not blow it up.
So he had almost as many good games as Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Far fewer tries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if Russ,
I'm just saying they have a
comes out
quality
and he-
backup.
if he looks like the Russ of last year, where he's missing wide open guys over the middle of the field, and then
Not being able to escape
fucking-
pressures.
yeah, not able to, he's gone.
Yeah.
They're done with him. They will find a way out of that contract.
No,
They're gonna have. And then I don't know, I'd say that
Just to add on to that like I didn't even think about Russell Wilson when I was considering AFC quarterbacks because I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's already over.
foregone conclusion, dude's
Yeah.
done. He out. Yeah, he may already be washed.
So sorry, go ahead.
After that, would you even consider Mac Jones? Like, he has to do something or he's gone. He might already be gone.
I think Belichick already hates him. He doesn't have a
Yeah.
better option. Like
And
it's
I'm kind of already
Bailey
falling
Zappi's
asleep.
going to start games this year. Believe that.
I'm already falling asleep talking about Mac Jones. So Deshaun Watson, that could be a bet. Like if that dude don't play, like it could get real bad. I mean, he's already got a guaranteed money like on that contract.
Yeah,
it
they're
could
gonna,
get bad. It
it's-
would get bad for Cleveland, like as an organization.
It's already
that
bad.
dude
if it starts bad, it's going to be the same thing as Denver last year when they start talking about how early can they get out of this contract.
This contract, yeah, like, ooh, he has to perform. He has to play, or because it's almost like not just
No, they're fucking.
him being
embarrassing
in the hot
themselves.
seat. It's that it's the entire franchise is in a hot seat. With
So which one
Deshaun
was it?
Watson.
Was it Mac Jones or Deshaun?
I'll go Deshaun. He's got the weight of a franchise on him.
Yeah, that's not even so much like his job is on the line. Like he could suck all this year and he's going to be the starter next year.
Actually, yeah, because dude, they don't have a
Funny.
choice. They guaranteed him all that shit.
Yeah. So unless he pulls his dick out on the field, then
And unless the
That's your
Browns
quarterback.
can somehow entirely pay that contract in that short amount of time, just
yeah,
like a
that
few
one's
years.
almost kind of more pressure on the franchise than the quarterback himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's a hot seat for the entire fucking franchise. All right. Anyways, Tim, right or P? Do you
I
want
can go.
Tim?
Go ahead.
Okay, P.
So
This is where P is for me.
my first one's gonna be Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
they have not really made it a good secret that they have been trying to find a replacement for you for 2 years now. You were able to fight it off last year because Malik Willis was fucking awful. Like he was so bad that they are trying again with Will
He-
Levi.
Yeah. Well,
Levis.
Levis.
I don't think it's going to be
And
important
but
how we
here's
hear
the thing,
things
is, like,
pronounced.
I don't like Will Levis might be a little better than Willis, but I don't know if he's better than Tana. Like I don't know if he's going to be any
Yeah,
sort of.
I think the writing is on the wall for Tannehill. Like
Yeah.
the first time they lose 2 in a row, they're going to be screaming for Will Levis. The fans,
Yeah,
like, they
and
put
I think
Tannehill's in a no-win situation. There's nothing within his
And-
skill set that he can do to keep
And-
him.
And it's the last year of his contract.
he's
right?
fighting for his NFL life at this point. His
Yeah.
starting job. So that's why I'm putting him in here. I almost put Jimmy G, but we don't know if he's going to even play football right now. He can't pass a physical. So I'm going to go
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill, but I would say Jimmy G is in the same vein because this is their NFL lives. Because there might not be another starting opportunity out there for a Ryan Tannehill next season.
Yeah. I mean, they could do backup roles. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
though,
yeah, they'll-
Ryan. Here's the thing, Ryan Tannehill. No matter like if that's what's gonna happen after this season, fucking retire. Like you got a big old bag, you
Yeah.
know, the much bigger bag than Ryan Tannehill probably should have ever gotten. And like you could go be a backup somewhere for a little bit, maybe for like a few years. You're already kind of older, right? But
You could see the
maybe-
Colts or the Commanders come calling for Ryan Tannehill next year.
that's true.
Falcons. I think the
Maybe-
I don't
maybe
think the
he could be a
Colts. I
starter.
think the Falcons and the Commanders because I think the Colts hopefully found their guy.
I hope so too, but you just never know with them.
Yeah.
You know.
So my second
but-
quarterback in the AFC, Josh Allen.
Oh, spicy.
Well, think about it.
No, I get the.
That's a tough division right now if it all plans out the way that it could. With Aaron Rodgers, Tua Tagovailoa, an offensive coordinator in New England. He's got to make. I mean, Mac Jones has got to be better than fucking what he was last year because he has a person who knows how to call an offensive play. It can't be worse. It can't be worse. Is all I'm saying.
Because he did.
It was
look
Matt
better.
Patricia, a
He did look-
defensive assistant, calling the offensive plays.
I know you did look better under Josh McDaniel.
So I'm gonna say that division is the hardest in football on paper right now, with Aaron Rodgers, Tua Tagovailoa,
Yeah.
Josh
Yeah, I mean,
Allen,
there's a-
and
The
an offensive
NFC
mind running a
East
New
is
England
also-
offense.
but both
I-
East divisions
Yeah.
are very.
They're both tough.
They're
The
both
AFC
maybe the
North too.
This one
AFC
here,
North is
this one here, I give the edge over the NFC East because the Commanders, I don't really know where they're gonna fall with Sam
You know
Howell.
where the Patriots are gonna fall.
I trust Bill Belichick more than I do them, and I think, yeah,
They've gone like 500 since Tom Brady's left. Like the Patriots haven't done anything.
I think they're probably still
Spectacular.
a 500 team.
yeah, I think that's gonna be better than
If the division
Washington.
was a little softer. I could see.
Washington was basically a 500 team. They do the
But-
same thing. Washington also new offensive coordinator.
True. And
But
a
no,
dead
I
man,
like
dead man
your
walking
pick with
coach.
Josh Allen because he's actually kind of steadily gotten worse
No,
since
Brian.
the AFC Championship loss to the Chiefs.
Yeah,
That's-
and last season he did not look as good with Ken Dorsey calling the plays compared to Brian DeBall.
Right.
Um,
I mean, they had gotten a new offensive coordinator. Talking
Yeah.
about all these
which
got a-
maybe
you've got a discontent
Oh,
wide
and-
receiver.
yeah,
he had
wider.
gotten injured, right? He had the elbow injury. People were like maybe
You-
that affected him, and I'm like, I don't.
there
I think
hasn't
it's a
been
bad
a
decision.
large improvement to the supporting cast around him. So,
No.
not that it was. I don't think that the Bills have a shitty supporting cast. I
Unless-
do think Gabe Davis is decent, but he's not.
Unless they
I don't
get
think they're
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, unless they get DeAndre Hopkins, which
They get DeAndre Hopkins,
They-
it'd be pretty dangerous.
they seem to have pulled themselves out of contention earlier this week when they said that they can't match his demands.
I mean, every team has said that though.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of
And,
just
like
a
he's
negotiating.
DeAndre
tactic.
Hopkins is kind of in that cycle where he's got to find out that he's not going to get $15 million.
Yeah,
especially from a
He's-
contending team.
yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna say, because I mean, Buffalo easily could win that division again, but they could easily finish in third.
But do you
He
don't
couldn't.
think Josh Allen could lose his job?
I think
Yeah,
that that's
Josh
a lot of
Allen-
pressure
well,
on him though,
Josh
because
Allen's
right
not
now
losing his
I'm not saying that, but whenever I think that there's a different type of pressure on this than that. I think it's a pressure of that eliminates him from
He maybe stops getting talked about in the upper tier.
upper tier.
Mm,
Yep. Could affect.
alright,
Yeah, I think
alright.
and it
Okay.
could put him onto that hot seat going into, you know,
That's true. I mean, could make him trade bait.
nope. So I'm gonna stick with Josh Allen as a potential
Okay.
quarterback with a lot to prove this season.
Josh,
I like it.
Allen.
I like
Timmy Tam, anybody for the AFC? I mean, we've kind of taken all of them. I don't know if there's.
I was gonna say one, mainly due to health concerns, but Tua.
Thank you. I thought.
Okay.
If
thought nobody was gonna
Tua
say it.
can't stay healthy, they're gonna have to do something else.
That's true. He's
They've
right.
got too
Yeah.
much on that offense. That defense is pretty damn good as well.
I think we've mentioned every quarterback in the AFC East without, while also saying they're the best division in the league.
It's
And I
just-
think that that's
it's-
because of that division that they all have something to prove.
Yeah, and it's because they're all fighting for that 1 or 2 spot, and only two of them are going to make that. So
Yeah, well, you've got a lot of teams that are trying to take that next step.
Yeah.
And kind of on different levels. I mean, the Patriots are just trying to become a playoff team again.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
Jets
the-
want to be, I know they
The-
say Super Bowl, but I think they'd be happy to get past the first round of the playoffs. And then I think, Miami and Buffalo both
I don't
want
know,
to
man.
compete for a Super Bowl.
if Tua can't stay, if Tua gets hit, too many more concussions, he's going to have to quit football.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
like that he took steps in the offseason to learn how to fall better and take
Mm.
those hits.
Yeah, if
Hopefully
he
that
comes
pays
out in
off.
week 1 or 2 and takes a concussion,
Yeah.
that's bad. I mean,
That's real bad.
that might be the end.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Waddle and Tyreek to throw too. Like, your offense should be winning you games consistently. And if you're
Mhm.
unhealthy and they're having to put a second or third string quarterback in there, so what's the point of having those weapons?
Yeah, imagine
Very
having Hill and Waddle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Stupid. So who would your second be, Tim?
I wanted to say Lamar, but I think I'm gonna go Russ, because we brought up the point that they just signed a new coach. They're gonna pick coach over,
Yeah.
especially that coach. Sean Payton is not a coach that you just let go after paying that much money.
Right.
And Russ,
Yeah.
I mean, he looked bad last year. He can't do it again this year. They gave up too many picks. They basically gave up their future for now. And if now doesn't come, they're
Yeah,
kind of screwed. So
Yeah, man. He's got a few. I feel like the leash is pretty short with him too.
yeah,
I feel like they didn't get him any weapons in the offseason.
no,
They
They
I
just
mean,
got
they
a bunch of
did-
threats from Jerry Judy to leave.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say it seemed like they did what they could just to keep a hold of what threats he did have. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah, I just
nobody
don't think it
is-
doesn't look good.
nobody was scrambling to sign up to play to catch balls from Russell. Like,
No.
none of the free agent wide receivers, the few that there were, and now DeAndre Hopkins, he is not calling over to Denver, being like, "Hey,
Hey, you
go
got a
over
spot?
there."
No, dude,
Yeah.
no. So
Yeah,
I like
so
it. I
yeah.
like all those quarterback names that we threw out there. That's a lot of
half the fucking division. All right, so now we have to go to the NFC side.
NFC.
Yeah.
Let's power through. Let's get through this, guys.
Yeah.
We thought we were gonna handle.
We're
I've
trying
got-
our best. Sneaky, let's hit it.
I mean, it's got to be do or die for Dak, right?
I was
Like, how much longer can they
Maybe.
wait?
I don't know if he plays okay, but they still like because that's the thing. Like
Well,
last year, they
like,
kind of
it's-
played
the
bad.
regular season's not going to matter. They're going to fart their way to 11 wins.
My
It's what they
only
do.
disagreement there, I wanted to say Dak, but the reason I took him off my list was because Mike McCarthy still has a job, and I feel like they can use firing Mike McCarthy as an excuse to keep Dak and say,
Yeah, see,
"Hey,
I
it's
think that
because of
might
new
be a full
coach."
clearing of the house after this season.
Yeah,
I think if Dak plays all right, and they do well, I think they got to keep. It's hard to find a quarterback, right?
if he
And they've
doesn't
already
clean up
paid
the
him.
turnovers, I could totally see it.
He could. That's the one thing that he did
No.
last year. Like
That was
he
uncharacteristic.
He somehow led the league in turnovers, and he missed like 5 or 6 games.
And that's very
He doesn't
uncharacteristic from the Dak
like-
Prescott that we know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he threw like 15 interceptions in 12 games. He was like,
Yeah, it was weird.
the fuck is that about, man? But maybe he hasn't normally been that turnover prone before then.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't been too much of an issue. So if he can just get back to form from before last year, I think he'll be okay. And yeah, they can use Mike McCarthy as an excuse.
Yeah, I was writing in my notes the other day about Dak Prescott, and like the thing I kept coming back to is like the dude's only 29, but it feels like his best years are already behind him.
I agree.
That's that's wild shit. Like he plays much older than 29, and I don't mean that in a good way.
He plays much.
That
Like,
ankle
it just
injury.
makes-
He hasn't been the same Dak Prescott since that ankle. He had a good year, I guess.
He was on
They-
fucking fire that year.
Yeah.
Like he was on pace to break records that year until he got hurt. Until I was like, oh, that was like week 6 or something.
Yeah, it was sad. So who would your second quarterback in the NFC be?
Like on a hot seat.
Just the most to prove.
I'll go Jordan Love because I mean he's probably only going to get this 1 year tryout. If it doesn't go well, they're going to move on.
Yeah, probably right.
And it's not that,
Yes.
and it's not like he doesn't have guys to throw to. They're young,
Yeah.
but he's got receivers. I still think the Packers are going to be bad, but yeah, it feels like he's got probably just this year.
No, right. I don't.
Maybe not
think
even the
that-
whole year.
Yeah, I don't. I don't even know if he makes it the whole way. If he really sucks, like easily move on.
Yeah.
Easily.
Bam. What are your
Um,
NFs?
Yeah, NFC. I mean, the Jordan Love one's a good one, just because. Yeah, dude, you gotta show you can play. No one gives in. There's a few. I mean, like the Commanders, whoever is there.
Sam Howell.
That's just dead man walking.
Right. I mean, same thing with like the Buccaneers.
Kyle Trask or Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's
Again,
Yeah.
and
not
like,
guys you're
none
going
of
to be
those
hearing
are-
their names in 2
none
years.
of- Yeah, none of that shit's really interesting because I don't think those guys like they're. I guess they're all on a hot seat because they got to prove that they can do something, but I don't think anybody's really expecting to.
Again, I think they're in situations where there's nothing within their capabilities that they could do to save their jobs.
To save their jobs. The same thing in Arizona with whoever the fuck the backup is for Kyle.
Colt
Murray.
McCoy.
So let's go a little more interesting. Would probably be like Matt Stafford, where if he doesn't show he's still got something, this could be the end of his career. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he could
Yeah.
it might just be best to retire if you still don't got like if you can't go out there and sling it like he used to. We don't from the injury that he had, from how shaky he's kind of looked lately from the injury. Anyway.
Yeah.
We don't. So I'll say Matt Stafford and then
So you said Jordan
Um,
Love.
do what?
Jordan Love and Matt Stafford.
No, I said Jordan Love.
He
I
said
thought-
Jordan
Kinda
Love. I
talking
mean,
about
I
my pick.
did agree
Oh.
that Jordan Love was good. I might just to be interesting. I want to say Danny Dimes because he just got that contract, and they're expecting him to play like a dude who's getting paid as much as Patrick Mahomes is getting paid this year. So,
Yeah.
If he comes out and if he can at least do what he did last year, right? Like produce the same year, not maybe a little. You're expecting him to be a little better, right? Like expecting him to take another step, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't expect him to be like this to be the end
Thing.
product. No.
So, I mean, I guess although there could be plenty of there's some options in the NFC.
Yeah, because so
I'll go
mine
there.
are
Danny Dimes,
yeah, I like
Matt
it.
Stafford.
So I have Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, same reason, or not
Same reason
but,
as Ryan Tannehill to me,
it was Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, it was Ryan Tannehill.
except for they haven't drafted a guy to replace you, which
Yeah.
is surprising because they should be on the market for young quarterbacks but yeah, they probably move on for him after this year if it's first round exit of the playoffs yet again.
Last year of your contract,
Yeah.
But
he'll probably find some stupid team to give him fully guaranteed contract again. He's done it enough times.
Yeah, that dude's got plenty of money.
Yeah, who's that man's agent?
Jesus.
Yeah.
But then my second quarterback, I'm going to stay in the NFC North because I'm not very original. Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I think he played well enough last year to fight off obviously Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. So bravo to him, but I think he's going to have to do it again. They
did get some weapons for him. Right?
They built around him. They got a little better on the O-line, a little better at the running back position, a little better at
wide
the
receivers.
receivers. So that means a little less excuses for you,
Yeah.
Justin Fields. Like
And he looked good last
He
year.
looked good.
He kept looking better
But
and better.
you have to prove that you can take that next step. That's what I need you to do. I need you to prove you can take that next step, because if you guys are in the top 5 of the draft again next year, I don't think you're still the starter of the Chicago Bears.
What's the bare minimum he can get by on this year?
Bare minimum.
I mean, you got to get 7-8 wins.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
So,
I don't think they have to make the playoffs.
No. I just think you need to see progress from him.
Yeah,
And
Maybe
they need to look competitive against
against good teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be able to fall back on the same excuse of Dak as the coach. They may put it on the coach if the team's too bad.
They might,
It
but
could.
this would be the
it all depends on like because I mean they know internally like what's after a season like what caused that to be bad.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so I mean if it's the quarterback, it's the quarterback. If it's the play calling, coaching, it's the coaching.
Tim, let's hear your 2 picks.
My first one was the one that P just said, Justin Fields. I feel like they went out to help that offense. If he's not any better than he was last year, I think he could be in a hot seat.
Absolutely.
Maybe not gone this year, but
Yeah.
if he doesn't look good 2 years in a row, I don't think he's going to have a job.
Well,
Sure.
they've got to be able to protect him too. Like he was,
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
he was the most pressured quarterback in football.
he was.
Yeah.
And now they went and signed how many linemen too?
I want to say.
Yeah.
But I think that he's got to make smart decisions in the pocket and move around in the pocket well.
Yeah.
He
looks
hasn't played behind
good
a
when
good
he's
line.
on. So
Yeah. I like Justin Fields, so I hope it.
Yeah, when
I
the
hope-
dude takes off, he's terrifying.
yes. All right,
Yeah.
Tevin. Who's the other? I know it's
there's
tough.
one I want to say, but I don't. They know they're tanking, but I was going to say Kyler Murray, so I'm gonna just throw him out. He doesn't count.
Well,
Okay.
Andy's
Yeah,
hurt.
Andy's not
He
going to be
won't
there.
be playing.
Yeah,
He won't be playing most of the season.
that's true. This one's kind of a tandem one. This will be my pick. Let's just say the 49ers QB room. If Purdy can't stay healthy and Trey Lance can't stay healthy, they're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
And
that's a tough.
They did
One of
sign
those
Sam
guys-
Darnold, They brought in Sam
Okay.
Darnold as well.
I feel like with one of those guys though probably ain't going to be on the 49ers next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And which
One
one's
of
a good-
them's going to have a job and one's not. Well, they'll have a job on another team probably.
Yeah.
but-
Another team, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like-
the 49ers O-line is not as good as advertised anymore. Like they're
No,
they're still okay, but
but that team is just
all those dudes
too
are-
overall good to not be making deep playoff runs every year.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean they made the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
They're a great coach team.
And
Coaching.
Brock Purdy, I mean, yeah,
And yeah, if they
could have
if they
been a
had
fluke,
one
but
healthy
he looked
quarterback, they
good.
would have at least been competitive in that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
It was funny like how dejected the Eagles looked because they were like, "Man, we're not even getting a game."
Yeah.
yeah, even the Eagles were kind of sad about it. But yeah, no, because everybody's just said for so long, man, could you imagine if Kyle Shanahan like found his Mahomes or like, you know, a Burrow or Josh Allen, or like finally got like a quarterback that could, you know, they'd
Trey
be
Lance
scary,
has been
dude.
hurt.
They would, I mean,
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan and an elite quarterback would run the fucking table.
For sure.
It'll be nice to see if Brock Purdy's real.
Yeah.
Last year could have been a fluke. No one knew anything about him, Mr. Irrelevant. But
They'll be fun
they,
to watch.
those guys just have to stay healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I mean, man, you
Well,
don't need much-
Purdy just had the one injury in the
Yeah.
title
Yeah.
game. Like it was,
But it was on his throwing hand, wasn't it?
Throwing arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it was
yeah,
on his.
but it's not like
his
he has a
elbow.
history.
No,
I mean,
no.
Trey Lance. Yeah, I guess his dating back to college isn't good. So.
But if Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt,
Yeah, we'll never know.
But I'm excited to see if the time with Mahomes really did develop Trey Lance any.
I would love to see it. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, I can't think that like a week or two with training with a quarterback is going to completely change your game, but
It's a lot of information if he took it in right.
yeah.
But I think we did it, guys.
Did it.
As
we
always.
did do it.
Yeah. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share that video.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Bye next week. Bye.
Bye.